Make a wish, baby
Baby.
Episode 1.
The State of the Union address.
or disunion.
Disunion. Oh.
Disunion. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
I know.
what I saw didn't look very like there was a union there. It looked like they were all fractured and then all that. But what did you think?
Well, I think more than ever, we saw how divided that country is and how strong TDS is in a lot of people.
All right, let's try to put like a different lens on, because I mean you're so staunch in your opinion about this and all that.
Yeah.
Try to be as charitable as you can and look at it from the other way. If you were to argue objective, here I can see a visceral reaction already from you.
There's
You're like,
already
I can see,
clinching
you're
there.
like, if you would have to argue on the side of the Democrats, what could you possibly say that they have a point with? Let's start with that before we go into the whole.
Like what?
Yeah. If the Democrats had any point you could make, if you had to fight for the Democrats over the State of the Union thing, what could you possibly say?
I don't know. I cannot say anything that would make sense to me as well. Number one, okay, you have to understand, it is, okay, I will say that Trump really used a lot of props in the form of people that will put a face on every policy that
Okay,
he
that's
wants
fair.
to change.
That's fair.
And maybe it's too much, but also these are real people. These are not scripted that, actors. So it's still not gonna add to the point. And then there's also the is he really that unlikable?
To them, yeah, for sure. Like it's really for the Dems.
For the Dems.
Like that's what shocked me the most. Before we dive into all the details, I got kind of shocked when I watched it, and I thought, all right, it's very clear that this is a divided states of America,
Yeah.
right? But even when you are divided, there's still, strategy in war. You don't just completely
Hate the person.
Yeah, you give some to get some and all that. For example, when you're talking about a child with brain cancer and what he's been through, whatever, even if you didn't feel it, you would act
have
it,
to
wouldn't you? Yes, a strategy.
Give the kid the moment.
It's not exactly that for me was where I saw, oh my God, they're broken. They're broken.
Yeah.
And I'm being objective here. It's got nothing to do with my personal stance. I just thought that doesn't make sense to me on any level, because even if Trump is your enemy, that isolated moment should deserve its own. And in fact, if you were strategizing, you would say, you see, we can applaud when he does something right.
Yes,
But it
just to
shows-
break
yeah.
the narrative that we're just in this to win or
Yes. Oppose.
Yeah.
Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer. But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
have to understand also, until now, they are refusing to say or to give it to Trump that he won by a landslide. He won the popular vote. He won the electoral vote. And he actually switched to all the swing states. And for many counties, they switched red. And then until now, they're selling the narrative that he doesn't have the mandate.
Yeah.
Did you see Karine Jean-Pierre? She said that like that's not a mandate. What is a mandate?
Well, yeah,
then?
what then is a mandate? I think Stephen A. Smith had I don't know if you saw that. He went on The View.
Oh,
And he
okay. There are favorite women here.
And you imagine Stephen A. Smith going into The View and speaking the way he speaks.
Yeah.
And he broke down that exact topic about the mandate. And he said, how can you say it's not a mandate unless you've changed the description and definition of the word?
Of a mandate, yeah.
Yes, because, and he explained all that how much he's new voters he got that he created on his own from the Latinos, the blacks, etc. So, yes, I don't understand when they try to say it's not a mandate because for me, without getting into the politics side, because I don't really, I won't proclaim I understand all of it. I'm just from the human side, right? You are insulting more than half of America. Never mind Trump.
Yeah.
You are now saying more than half America are idiots. So you cannot have a democratic platform and say that because he was democratically elected, unless you deny that he was democratically elected, which makes you an election denier.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that long ago where for 4 years everyone else was. So this doesn't add up to me.
It's how it's so quick for them to change the narrative. When it's Trump saying this, it doesn't matter. But now we are saying the same things. And it was kind of sad watching all of that happen. And then Trump won because people actually united against illegal immigration or the policy on the open border policy or how women are being taken out of sports because of this woke idea that trans women are women, and we're talking about a whole different field here. This is sports. So people rallied behind Trump because of his stand on these things. They did not vote for Trump.
I agree more that especially that he got a whole new bunch of votes. He got more votes than he did the last time.
Yes.
So these people were issues. They were voting on issues and policy.
And they did say that.
They did.
They did.
There's a lot of people that said, I don't like Trump still, but I like his policies and they're better than the other side. So therefore, I'm voting for him. And that respect is not being given to the voters. I think that, and again, I'm not even positioning myself as a red or Trump or anything. I'm just trying to see it objectively that you cannot play both sides of that. You cannot own both sides of that narrative. But they're trying to. And that really does it. How do you square that off? How do you square off as a Democratic Party with that you're so inclusive, right? You're so inclusive, but you will allow men in women's sports. That's a little too inclusive.
Yeah, I know. Or allow grown men who claim they're women and they've only been women for the past, 2 days, 1 week, to be in the same bathroom or toilet as a 5-year-old girl.
Yes, I can't understand that. I can't wrap my head around that concept as well, because also that they cannot define what a woman is. You've actually you've stripped her. You've turned her into a costume that you could wear.
Yes.
I think it's.
I think these are issues. If you include the gender reassignment surgeries being done on children, the indoctrination of children in schools, that you're in the wrong body, and then you have transgender women, the drags, dressing up in very skimpy clothes, reading to children.
Yes.
I think these are the issues and then you have abortion. I think these are the issues that really got the men all riled up, the conservative women all riled up, and just went, hey, we are the parents. Why are you taking our kids away from us when we disagree with the indoctrination that you're doing on them in the schools. I think that's one of the trigger that got people to rally behind Trump.
You know, it's one thing to accept, and I don't think I would like to believe that we accept. We're most people accept, you know, whether you're transgender, whatever it
Yeah.
is. What the problem is you're trying to replace.
Yes.
So accepting's one thing, but that you have your create your own space, but you're now taking away somebody's space to be accepted. So now
we
you've
didn't have a problem with that before.
yes, but now women have to vacate their spot so
Yes.
that you fit there. That's where I think people. It's got nothing to do with what you believe in as transgender. You're occupying somebody else's space. If you did that with a country, a business, you would be locked up. It just
Yeah.
wouldn't happen. So why would you take it against somebody's identity? Now, what do women do? Women now walk around feeling what am I? I don't know what constitutes a woman anymore. And you're supposed to have championed women's rights for how many years? The Democrats were
For
known
decades.
for that. For decades. The feminism, all that, women empowerment through the 50s, the 60s, all that has been hijacked and replaced. It's like, well, anyone that says they're a woman can be a woman. What does that
And
make the
take
woman?
your space.
Yes. I mean, so my gosh. So I don't understand that contradiction, and I don't understand how they square these things off in their mind. Again, it's not. I'm not into the politics. I'm just into understanding from a human perspective how you can have these contradicting things and then try to still package it under one ideology. It doesn't make sense.
It does not. It does not. If you want your own space, we'll give you your own space, but
Yes.
don't take ours.
That's it. That's all
and
it is.
we have been giving them their space.
Yes, I mean, I don't think there's any. If there was violence against any transgender, I don't.
Oh, I'd be against that. I'd be
I think
against that.
almost every normal person I know would be
because
against
we see
that.
them as human beings.
Absolutely.
Especially here in the Philippines. But if you're right. Like if you try to replace us, then
It's
that's unfair.
That's all it is. That's all.
That's unfair. But going back to the mandate of the people, these are real issues that really triggered people to go out. Maybe not go out yet, but to change their stand because they were voting for these new policies to be stopped or these accommodations to be stopped. These are the issues that really got them. Hey, you know what? Let's do something about this.
There was no bait and switch.
There
was no bait. It was all
So-
promises made, promises kept.
Yeah. So if you say that he doesn't have the mandate, he does.
He does.
He does. And you cannot operate on a false ideology and then assume that or expect people to be with you still.
Yes. I'm trying to. Again, this is not necessarily a political podcast.
It's not,
more
it's not.
about it. It's trying to understand how these things operate because. People, you're right. People did vote for issues, and they knew what they were going to get with Trump. And so, for you to come out after the election saying, "Yeah, but we don't like it," well, that's why you held an election.
Yeah.
To see, you're well within your rights to not like it, not like the tax cuts, not like the women's sport. That's your prerogative. That's your right. But that's why you have an election, and then whoever wins that election, that's the one that proceeds. You don't continue for 4 years going, "But it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong." It doesn't matter. People voted for it. People respect that. Otherwise, you do dissolve, what the basis of democracy.
Yeah. And these are the same people saying, "Oh, he's gonna destroy democracy."
He's going to destroy democracy. Women will have no rights, and this guy is a racist. And you're like, I saw him give a black kid on the Secret Service.
I know.
I saw him give women their rights back. But how can he? You see, that's another thing. How can he be racist and against women when I saw two of probably the greatest acts of protecting women, and I saw that little boy hug him. Did you see that? And all? I mean, if you were racist, you would find a white boy with cancer. I'm sure there's plenty of kids like that too. If you're just looking for the optics.
I think that narrative say that he is anti-women, anti-blacks. I think that has been debunked during the campaign because you have like people who have worked with him for so many years. There's this woman who was a drug addict, And then like the son of Trump actually confronted her and like asked her, are you on drugs? And then of course she denied it, but Trump, was it the Donald Trump Jr.? I forgot. But or Eric, I forgot. One of those two. But he cried and just said, look, you're ruining your life. I'm willing to do this. I'm going to pay for the rehab. And then they rehired her after. This just ruins the narrative.
Yes, I kind of remember. You don't have to go that far. I mean, like, you've got Pam Bondi in there.
Yeah.
You've got Tulsi Gabbard. His secretary of chief of staff is also a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's and these are not like token women. These are not like.
Oh, come on, Tulsi Gabbard. Say that about her.
Exactly. So you're like, no, this is the best candidate for the job.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can't think of anyone who's better than Tulsi Gabbard in that particular position right now. So whether she was a male, female, or transgender, it wouldn't matter. Qualified.
And a lot of women were in his campaign. It was run by women, actually.
This is why it's bizarre for me, because you're seeing the actual. If they
But
say
you keep
actions speak
selling
louder than
the
words,
narrative.
because they're so committed to that already.
They're committed to the narrative, but
Yes.
you have to be creative. Like, you've been debunked, and you're just alienating a lot more people if you keep pushing for this, because then it becomes a propaganda.
Do you think it's getting strengthened or it's getting weakened? The Democratic side, what they're doing right now. Like, I mean,
think it's weakening them.
because I see it as weakening, but I just don't want to be like I've got rose-colored glasses on or anything. But I'm just like, I see more and more people. Actually, I was just talking to Del about this off the air when he said, people are shifting right. I said, no, they're not shifting right. They're staying where they are. The spectrum's moved, and now all of a sudden they were far right. They've never moved, but the spectrum moved that way.
Yeah.
And their center stance or mildly left stance is all of a sudden, if I don't believe that men don't get pregnant, I'm now considered far right.
Because of the spectrum moving.
Yes, it's not them. They've always been like, no, I never thought men could get pregnant. You are a far right MAGA. No, I'm just. How did this happen?
Oh, and it's actually even before he started talking, you already have people in the audience prepared with the false and you're lying.
That did not sit well with anyone, even Democrats. I've been going on the Democrat sites and checking that did not sit well with a lot of them too.
Because come on, you haven't even heard the guy, and you're already ready.
You already
to
pre-printed
say, yeah, I know. So then it just ruins the whole narrative that this is, that we're very democratic, we're for that, and we're giving him all the chance. You're not.
No, you're not. You already printed the signs.
I know.